in gacha game, things are different. You can't expect to be like in Disney Princess, that there's always going to be happy ending. Press F in the chat. Not for me, but for this guy called Me and My Life. RNG in this game is cheating. 3000 binary give me no skill haste on just 1 gear. 3000. Do you guys know what you can buy with 3000 binary? Waste of my money and time. Cheating game. I will never spend anything in DR game again. So frustrating. Wow. The moment there's a 6 exclamation mark, you know it's true. Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another counter-side video. Now, a lot of you guys have recently came into the chat and be like, hey GuitarRock, do you know that the next unit is going to be Haram? Then I'm like, Haram who? Haram Bey? You're like, no, it's not Haram, but it's Harab. I'm like, oh, Harab. So I figured there's a lot of people that have been coming into my chat telling me stuff that's coming, potentially coming. I don't know if this is true or not, but it doesn't hurt us to talk about them, alright, in this particular video. So let's jump into it. We're going to talk about Harab, and we're going to talk about Seraphel as well. Also, I just want to say that this lovely Adele skin right here is really good. I hope that we can get her soon. Like if there's any skin that I'm going to buy, it's going to be Adele's one for sure. Now let's talk about Seraphel first, because I definitely do get asked about her more than anyone else. So Seraphel is a 4-cost defender, so similar to King Reginald. So she is a little bit more expensive than most defenders that are at 3 or 2 costs, right? So being a 4 cost can be a bit hard to use, but it really depends, right? So let's jump into her stats. We're going to talk a little bit about her tankiness and stuff. Now first things first, she has pretty decent HP right there, 65,000. Now that is a good amount. Like no matter what, if you look at it, it's a pretty decent chunk right there. So she's going to be pretty bulky HP wise. I feel like with proper gears, if you go with like full HP gear, you can probably get her up to 80 to 90,000 sort of range. Alright, so attack wise 2.6k, 1000 defense. This is where she lacks a little bit. 1000 defense is not exactly high. If I'm not mistaken, even Chifuyu has higher at 1.2k or 1.3k ish, but it's decent. She has big HP to back her up, 255 on the crit, and the sad thing about her is her evasion being 0. Now this is not that big of a deal, which I'm going to talk about why. So let's talk about her attacks. I'm going to tell you guys something that most other characters do not have, that Seraphel has as a defender, which is her ability to hit all units. If you look at all the defenders right now in the meta, we're talking about Ryan, we're talking about King Reginald, BBC, we're talking about Liumi. Those units can only hit ground. Alright, the only defenders right now in C server that we have access to that can hit air is actually Stronghold, if I'm not mistaken. Stronghold has the ability to hit both ground and air. But Seraphel is going to be the first counter defender to be able to hit both ground and air as well. And that is pretty good, coming from a skill which has AoE damage as well on her basic kit. Alright, she has 2 valid hits. This is going to be definitely something that's really helpful. Speaking of skills, let's talk about the skills more in-depthly. Now I've already said that she can hit an air unit, and let me try to demonstrate it right here. Alright, look at this air enemy coming in. So she can definitely hit them. This is her basic attack. Alright, she does this like aura base damage. So that's a special skill, but her basic attack has this, she hits area around her, and as an AoE damager, that is pretty good. Alright, if you notice this thing right here, can you guys see there's an increase in 36%, 38%? So this is her passive skill. She gets permanent increase attack by 1% of every incoming damage that she receives. So every time she receives damage, she will get increase in her attack, which is really cool. As a defender, she can actually deal decent chunk of damage right there, right? And apparently this goes up to 99%, which is crazy. Now in the Gauntlet specifically, alright, she has this ability. When she takes damage, she will decrease enemy's HP by 4.5% over 3 seconds. Now I'm not sure if this is a good skill. You do reduce enemy's HP. It can be really good if you're fighting a tankier unit than yourself. Now that can be something that's can give you an edge if you're fighting other tankier units or evenly tanky units as well. So obviously level 5 for a passive skill, alright. Every of her 4th basic attack, she delivers enhanced AoE attack, and she will gain hit stun. And also damage resistance will increase by 50% for 5 seconds. Now let's talk about her special skill. Now special skill is this skill right here. Boom. Alright, you can see she does that aura thing. So valid hits is 2. Right, she unleash AoE damage And also it's a taunt that forces the enemies to attack her for 8 seconds. So apparently she is able to absorb AoE surrounding her allies, which allows her to take 50% of the damage out from her allies. And she can do this while using that skill. And also she achieves 100% higher defense for 8 seconds. Now that is pretty cool. And obviously at level 5 for this particular skill, this is what makes her really strong. She has the ability to recover 30% of her max HP. Now, similar to the King Reginald BBC guy, alright, they have the same ability. Ability to heal HP as a defender is something that's really invaluable. Leomi doesn't have this, so having this gives her a little bit of extra self-sustain for sure. For her ultimate skill, I don't think it's anything spectacular. She inflicts AoE damage, and she cancels all the debuff that was cast on her, and she is invisible during the duration. Alright, so at level 5, she's showing her true form right there, like a butterfly or something. Look at the enemy. What happened to the enemy right there? Hopefully you guys can observe that. Alright, look at these two guys. They are stunned. Yes, her ultimate skill has a stun. 2 seconds immediately after skill. I would say, overall as a defender with 4 cores, she has pretty decent kit surrounding her for sure. She has got all of these awesome abilities. Now looking at her kit, you can judge for yourself if she's going to be strong or not. But I would say, as a defender, she's going to be pretty good moving forward. Now, is she going to be better than Leomi? I don't think so. I think in most cases, Leomi is still going to be the favorite. Now, why is that? Because Leomi is 1 cost below her. She is a 4 cost unit. She might require the extra setup like additional heal and stuff to make sure that she doesn't die. So it's going to be harder to like redeploy her again and again compared to someone that has a 3 cost like Leomi. The other issue that I can see potentially is if ever she gets banned in a PvP week, from 4 costs, she will increase to 5 costs. At 5 costs, that's entering like the Titan Esterosa territory there and some of the Awakened units as well. So at that point, I don't think she's worth using if she ever gets banned, which is something that you want to consider. Investing in her means that you probably will only get to use her when she is not banned. Alright, now let's talk about Harab. Now first things first, she's most likely going to be a counter pass exclusive unit, so I'm not sure if she's actually going to be the next unit or maybe going to have the mid first, depending. I'm not sure if Zilong Games might change the order a little bit. But as you can see, she's a supporter that has a 3 cost. Alright, so pretty cheap, similar to Regina in a way. So it would be quite weird if she's next because we just had Regina Battle Pass or Counter Pass rather. And then if she's next one, we're going to have another 3 cost supporter unit, which is, in my opinion, a little bit weird. Why not that mixing it up a bit? But as you can see, she has the ability to hit all around attack, both ground and air. Now looking at her stats, pretty decent right there, 47,000 HP, 2.4k attack, and the rest of the stats are pretty average, nothing spectacular right here in the stats requirement. But jumping into the abilities, this is where she falls in really unique. So number 1, she has AoE damage, value hits 2, as you can see right there. And I just want to mention specifically that she is going to be strictly a PvP unit. I doubt she's going to be used much in PvE because there's just no reason for you to use her in PvE. Alright, so as you can see, this is roughly her range. What is within her passive skill? She has the ability to increase her attack by 1%, as you can see. Right now she's increasing her attack by 1% every basic attacks, up to 99%. Apparently she also damages her allies by 1% every time, which is quite crazy if you ask me. However, she will help increase the damage resistance by 5% every time she does that, up to 30% of damage resistance, which is pretty crazy. So at level 5, her passive skill will give her enhanced attack every 4 basic attacks. And this will do 50% increased damage to normal enemies and additional 33% of the target's current HP if it's a summon unit. Alright, summon unit includes maybe like John Mason's CO or maybe like Laura Beatrix's cat, those units specifically. Okay, let's talk about the next skill, which is her special skill. Now her special skill is pretty interesting. She basically whips the enemy. Let me show you, this is the skill, boom. Alright, inflict AoE and stuff, and it confuses the enemy. Increase their attack by 30% for 10 seconds. So apparently in Gauntlet specifically, this effect will be applied to the cost 2 and below units, which is why she counters soldier teams in general. Alright, she's able to make them confused. So when enemies are confused, they hit their own allies. That's what happened during that 10-second period, which can be really annoying. She's going to give a lot of trouble to the soldier team for sure. Alright, last but not least, the Awakening skill. So she inflicts AoE damage in front, And after she casts a skill, she will increase damage resistance by 20% for 12 seconds. Skill level 5, damage targets by her ultimate skill will be confused. Let me show you. This is that skill. I'm not sure if the effect... Yeah, can you see this guy is confused? This guy went back and hit the main CO. He's now on my team, which is really interesting. Alright, it lasts for like 10 seconds or so. So yeah, that's basically Harab and Seraphel's kit in general. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys gonna be pulling for them if they are coming soon? Well, at least for Seraphel, because I think out of these two, you should only be able to pull for Seraphel. Counterparts units are going to have their own exclusive banner way later on anyways, but yeah, it depends. If you guys want to pull for Harab, you'll have to wait a little bit later, I guess. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. As always, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and make sure you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have a nice day. Goodbye.